Okay, guys, welcome back to my channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to your girl Ginger Snaps. Okay, so we are still on this godforsaken season of Love is Blind season 8. Love is Blind, aka The Limerence Show, aka what can I call this season? Love is Blind So White, aka Love is Blind I Know You Fucking Lying, aka Love is Blind is giving MAGA, aka Love is Blind is giving white supremacy, Love is Blind is giving patriarchal society and anti-feminism. These episodes 7 through 9 were a lot. It was a lot. These 3 episodes basically blew episodes 1 through 6 out the water. And I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised at how these white folks are traditional. And I guess those Midwestern states tend to be traditional. I didn't grow up around white people like that were very traditional and pro-life because I grew up on the East Coast. And on the East Coast here, it's a melting pot of different nationalities, different ethnicities. And the white folks here, at least outwardly, tend to be more liberal. Okay. White folks in the northeastern states, Boston, Mass, New York, downstate New York. Now upstate is totally different, but Connecticut, New Jersey, they tend to be on a political map more liberal. Now, inside their house, I know the white folks around these parts are racist. I'm sorry to my white brothers and sisters out there. In my mind, you are, I don't want to say racist first, you you hold white supremacist ideations first in my mind. And as I talk to you, then I'll see, okay, you may be more, I don't want to say liberal because I didn't grow up liberal. I grew up uber traditional. But you may be, as I talk to you more, then I'll see that you're more, more tolerant of other ideas of other races and cultures. In the Midwest, I don't think so. So these people are in Missouri, right? Missouri, is that where this is? Um this season Love is Blind. So I was surprised, but then I remembered they out there in the middle states where we don't venture around those parts too much. Us folks over in the East Coast. So let's get to the first couple that I'm trying to keep everybody organized because everyone started to look alike to me. And it's true, it's not just me. Everyone is saying all these white boys look alike. Even some of the white girls. I had to go back and look at it again. The only one that I can pick out from a lineup of these girls is Molly. I can pick out Molly, I can pick out Monica. But the other girls, don't even ask me their names. Okay, so we have Lauren, right? Who I'm going to identify Lauren because she's being attacked. She's being hoe shamed. Okay? Lauren is being hoe shamed. Um Taylor is paranoid and she likes to crash out and she has meltdowns. I am Taylor as well. Taylor, I understand you, girl. I understand you. And the other girl, yeah, Monica, right? That's the one that keeps laughing her head off. Like they laugh too much. We'll get to that. And the other girl, damn, see, she's with Mazinga. She's with Ben Mazinga. I don't know her name. What is it? Kelly? I don't know. Her, I don't even know. But Ben also, he's a worker. He's a piece of work. And then we got the blacks. That's it. Nobody talks about them. Nobody cares. They're the blacks over the colors. They're not even black like that. They're the colors over there, Virginia and Devon. We'll get to them later. So first we have um who do we have? We have Taylor and Daniel. Damn, Daniel. So if you guys remember, Daniel is the one that is short and he is self-conscious about his height. And I believe Taylor is either highly paranoid or she was trying to escape from Daniel because of his height. So if you remember, she accused Daniel of following her, then unfollowing her, so thereby knowing everything about her before they saw each other. So she's trying to say their connection wasn't genuine. Well, now produ- production comes and says, listen, we'll give you back your phone. This is how I know this is fake. You know why? They gave her back her phone, and then she says, I happen to have an app to see who has unfollowed me. What the fuck? I've never heard of that in my life. Either this girl, she is paranoid, because who the hell in their right mind who even cares about followers that much to have an app that tracks who followed and unfollowed you? So this is how I know that it might not be fake, because if she had that app, she sounds like she is someone who harps over followers, someone who monitors her followership. And lo and behold, when she went and looked, she couldn't find Daniel anywhere at all. She couldn't find him. She actually looked dejected and kind of disappointed that he hadn't even followed her. So now, Taylor, you look a hot mess. You look a fool. And Daniel still wants to be with you. He still wants to be with you and is still being nice to you. Listen, Daniel, he's warming up to me, y'all. He's warming up to me. He's still being kind and gentle to her. Now, on the flip side, what if Daniel gave her an alternate IG username? Haha. See, I'm paranoid myself. I consider all all aspects. What if he gave her another username? That's a possibility. So listen, I don't count anything out, because I don't trust these niggas. Short niggas, bend niggas, white supremacist niggas, all of them are niggas. And niggas ain't shit. Anyhow, but you know what? She apologizes to him profusely, and then they continue on with their relationship. Now, towards the as the episode went on, I started to warm up to their relationship, because it kind of reminded me again of my upbringing and how I've grown up. So both of their parents are still together, right? Both of their parents has expressed the idea that we do not believe in divorce. That's how I know middle America is different from, the Northeast, because people getting divorced left and right around me. Yes, my parents don't believe in divorce either. They don't. A lot of Haitians, Caribbeans, we don't. We're traditional. They don't believe it. And these two families, the parents have been together 34 years and 50 years. They don't believe in divorce. So I'm happy that Taylor and Daniel have these values, these strict moral values that you need to stay together, right? However, as I saw that, we listen, nobody marries with the intention of divorcing. Nobody marries. So they could say to high heavens, we don't believe in divorce. Yeah, but listen, we are living in brand new times. We are living this era right here, ain't the era of yesteryears and yesterdecades of my parents, of Taylor's parents, of and of Daniel's parents. Daniel's parents, first of all, they're so cute. I love the mom. I just love her look. She has such a chic look. You can tell from both sets of parents, the man is the provider. I don't know what the moms do. They probably work, yes, but you can tell the household is represented and held up by the man. And the wife is also a source of support for the man, and she basically carries the home, as all traditional wives do. Carry the home, rear the children, raise the children up to be functioning members of society. I feel that from them. The problem is, in this day and age, is that we suffer from fuckboyosis. I'm not saying Daniel is a fuckboy, but he may become a victim of these societal circumstances that we live in today. I believe Taylor is a nurse, right? So a lot of women these days, they're working full time. A lot of white women I know of, they after they start having kids, even to this day, they will cut back their hours to work part-time or they'll stop working altogether. So then the burden, the financial burden falls on the man. And this is how it's always been. However, is Daniel able to support Taylor? I don't know what he does. I think he was some kind of manager or something. Is he able to take on these financial constraints, especially in the times we're living in now? Mortgage prices are through the roof, interest rates through the roof. The average American home, I believe, is $460,000. But they seem like they have family support. A lot of people who have boomers as parents will be okay. Us, a lot of millennials will be okay if our parents are boomers because listen, them boomer bank accounts is booming. Them boomer, I listen, when I tell you I would not be able to survive as a single mom, a single woman, mom of three, without the support from my parents, boomers who have way more money than we do. Way more money than we do. I bet you right now, both Taylor and Daniel's parents are millionaires. Their net worth is over 1 million. I bet a bottom dollar. I believe one of their parents had two homes and they have enough room, should a child need to come home or for the grandkids to come home. Same with me. My parents, they went and bought a huge house. It takes all of us, their three kids with four grandkids. If I need to move, I got somewhere to go thanks to these boomers. But it's not the same for us. A lot of us millennials right now, we ain't gonna have that booming bank account, the social security. We got 401ks, but we ain't getting pensions like that. A lot of us, some are, not a lot of us. So they will be okay. But again, you never know. Societal pressures. How is Daniel the type to be influenced by men around him and the negative talking points that a lot of men espouse these days towards women? Like, it is crazy what's going on, especially in the manosphere, which I will get to later. Daniel doesn't seem like one of them red pillars to me. But again, I don't trust men because they can change. They can listen, add a little kid in, add a couple of children into a marriage, right? Add some financial constraints, which may not happen depending on the support you have from your parents. Add lack of sleep, add changing schedules, add having to sacrifice your comfort for your wife and child or for your husband and child. Listen, I've been, and I say this because I've been there. I had the fairy tale, but I had red flags. I blame myself in part for my divorce because I had red flags when I was a teenager, when I was with my ex husband. So part of it is my fault for going through with the marriage anyway. But on the outside, we looked perfect, right? It was fine. It wasn't, oh my god. He would just talk to me sideways in the beginning, but it was nothing crazy. But as time went on and the stresses of life went on and children were introduced, the disrespect grew and the nigga changed. Like it enhanced the red flags. So that's all I'm saying to the parents. Yes, we don't believe in divorce and not, yes, that's right. Yes. A lot of these boomers are still together. But as a millennial, I'm seeing so many of people I grew up with and people that I, even work with. And I just, divorce is at an all time high, especially us as working women. I did the same thing too when I had my children. I went down to part time, went to finish my master's and all that. And it was just, it's just not the same. If you don't have the support of a husband, divorce, immediate divorce. Anywho, so Taylor's mom as well was not thrilled at how she became engaged. And rightfully so. I get it. Again, and that's what surprised me. These people are traditional. I thought all white people were like, "Oh yeah, you're engaged. Yay, come on." Yeah. Nope. For us Caribbeans, we wouldn't be able to do that. The guy has to go and ask for permission first. First of all, He can't just come in and ask. They have to know him and go vet him out and see who his family is, what part of wherever you guys from, what part is he from, stuff like that. So I understand Taylor's mom's concern because it is disrespectful. Because it's like you come and plop this nigga in my face. I don't know him. I don't know his parents. So I think that's why Taylor, or whoever set it up, they set up a meeting between both parents, which was really nice. That was really nice. And it shows that these people, they're not playing games. Once you bring both parties in, oh, this is serious. We're not fucking around here. So that's the only drama they have. It was the Instagram gate. And then after that, it was her mom expressing concern, and then Daniel did the right thing and went to properly ask her parents for her hand in marriage. And I think they do. I think it came out they did get married. So there's that. All right, so let's move on to the next fuck shit. Okay, so who we talking about next? We got, okay, Lauren. Is it Lauren? Yes, Lauren and Dave, please come to the front of the congregation. Lauren and Dave, please come to the front of the congregation. So now, and you guys, I do this because whenever we were being confronted in the church I grew up in, this is so bad. Whenever they wanted to put you on blast, they would call your name to come to the front of the congregation so they could blast you and embarrass you. Oh my God. I grew up. That's another story for another day. Anyhow, okay, so we have Lauren, right? And David here. First of all, I feel bad for Lauren, but kind of not. Because if you remember in the pods, Lauren basically manipulated the love triangle between her, Molly, and Dave and weaseled her way into the arms of David. And, you know, Molly was set to the side, which Molly, you dodged a huge red bullet, a huge one. But anyhow, so now Lauren, she just looks, I don't know what it is, she just looks so uncomfortable around David. Is his name David? Yeah, it is David. The sales guy, right? The Botox guy. Anywho, so he probably put on this persona, this macho machismo persona, women this and that. And after 30, you look terrible and all that. So I feel like now that she's got him, you know, she feels so insecure around him. And she probably feels like he's not into her. You can just feel it, it's palpable. So she looks very frightened sometimes, and very skittish. That's what I'm picking up. So but I feel bad because now, everybody gets their phones back, and people are blowing homeboy up saying, what are they saying? Oh, they know Lauren had a boo, she had a man before she went on the show, she was fucking some dude. And listen, some of you may agree with me, some of you may not. But they're basically clocking her whole miles. It's not fair to her because she was single. She was a single woman before getting on this show. However, if you are going on the show to get married and you are being bedded by another lad days before. They told Dave that she was fucking another dude days before she went on the show. It's not a good look, y'all. And I get it. There's two sides. First of all, there's a double standard. Listen, men can do whatever they want without reproach sexually. And listen, on this channel, I speak hard truths, and that is the truth. And I grew up like I said, in church, in my family, in my culture. Men can go and do whatever they want. Women, you need to sit there with your legs crossed. You can't be out here gallivanting and pussy popping and busting it wide open and having your back blown out. No, in some societal standards, that is a no go. Now, I'm surprised, right? I'm surprised that David is so gung ho and being hard on her because she says, no, it wasn't a couple of days before. His friends are saying, because his friends and the girl and the guy that Lauren was dating, they're all mutual friends. Everyone, it's all mutual. And I actually found a video explaining why Minneapolis is so boring and so connected because everybody there, it's a small city. Minneapolis sounds like a big city, but it's a small city. You know what? Actually, I'll insert the video here with a TikToker explaining, the whole Minneapolis connections. So
I'm uniquely qualified to talk about why Love is Blind Season 8 is so boring because I'm from Minnesota and I know people on that show. This show even reached out to me, and it's not because everyone in Minnesota is so humble but still so cool. It's because Minneapolis is a big, small city. And you'd be like, Pete, it's not that small, is it? No, it is. That's Sarah from the show, and that's me. We went to prom together. And you're thinking, oh, Pete, that's just one coincidence. It's not. You know who that is? That's Molly. How do I know Molly? Oh, that's my cousin. So there's two ways already. You can't cast people that know each other on these shows. So there's already two ways. Even if I lived in Minnesota, I couldn't go on the show and be a messy idiot and make a lot of drama because I already know too many people. If you're not convinced yet, here's some rapid fire. Taylor is friends with my buddy's sisters, and we have 32 mutual connections. I have friends from college that are friends with him or worked with him, and we have 13 mutual connections. All the good-looking career people who party and probably have a lot of drama all live in North Loop, Minneapolis. There's like 6 bars that you can cycle through between Thursday through Sunday. They all know each other. And if you grab one person from those groups, you eliminate the entire crowd because they all hang out there. And so you don't get those fun drama people. I'm annoyed because Minnesota got put on a stage and we're putting up our worst shooters. What are you going to do? Because everyone knows everyone and you can't film a show like this there.
anyway, okay, so now we're back. So they Dave, either he does not want to be with her and he's grasping at straws now and he's just finding any reason to dump her, or he actually espouses these uber traditional machismo, ideologies. It might be a little bit of both because it's not a good look that you still got, and I'm sorry to be vulgar, but this is what men think about. This is what men think about. It so while you were talking to me, while we were in the pods talking, right? You still got this nigga juices all up in your pussy juices. Basically, that's what goes through men's mind. You were just knucking and bucking and fucking with some other dude and you're here professing your love to me. It doesn't seem authentic. It's giving women thou art loose, right? It's giving, neighborhood tramp, and it may not have been that, but this is the picture they have painted about Lauren, and it's not fair to her. I feel bad for her, but as my mom always says, comme un fille faut faire spell. My mom always says that. And basically the translation is, as a woman, you need to basically have standards. Basically, hold yourself in high regard because you never know who you're going to meet. Yes, we are all single out here. Yes, I'm not saying I'm perfect. You know, I ain't sucking and fucking like she is. I'm actually celibate. I'm not dating. I don't take part in these horizontal bedroom activities. And if you are serious and you are marriage minded, you should not be out here having fuck buddies. Like so basically they're saying, first he said your ex, then she was like, it's not even an ex, it was a friends with benefits. Right? It was a friends with benefits. She even brings her homegirls to convince, it just looks so bad. She brings her spinning homegirls to come talk to Dave and say, listen, we don't even know who he is. We don't know him. We knew her ex-boyfriend. He hung around us. But if she was serious about him, we would have met him and hung around him, and we didn't. But homeboy is telling Dave's friends, no, I was just with her. I'm still calling her. So he's basically cock blocking and he's trying to sabotage her whole thing. He and he I it's coming out that he thought they were in a relationship. So who knows? Listen, like David said, we really don't know what she was saying to him. She's making it seem like it's so casual. Girl, why are you out here just casually fucking? See, that's like they had no, she said, this is how I know this is why he can't believe her, because she's saying we never spent the night. Wait, so this was a drive by, a wham bam thank you ma'am, which even makes it look worse. You looking like a pimp out in these streets, Lauren. And those are characteristics of a man. She's moving like a man, and men don't like that, especially for someone to marry. I'm sorry, men don't like that, because he said they were laying in the bed. Oh, and it also came out that during their trip, she did not have sex with him. First, she said she had a bikini wax, and I guess for 12 or 24 hours you can't have sex, which is true. When I had a bikini wax, they told me you can't, they didn't say you can't have sex. They just said don't do any, like, don't do anything to cause friction. Did I listen? No. Boy, after that, I was a frictioning and a fractioning and a but listen, yeah. So first, that was her excuse. They couldn't have sex, which was weird for her to. She was like, I really wanted to partake in that, but that was weird. But I guess for the whole trip, they did not. He did not get to bed her, and then he went around like a lunatic, right, asking all the other couples, which was weird. Which was really weird. Did they have sex? Did you have sex? Did you have sex? That was like what? So he seemed like an incel. That was very incel behavior, sir. Giving very much incel. But now I kind of see his point of view, because then he was like, you was with some other dude, you don't care about him. You say you don't care about him. You don't lay in bed with him. So it's a drive-by fucking. You barely know him. But with me, you say you love me. We're going to get married and you're not fucking me. You don't want to have sex with me. That was weird to me too, cuz she was so casually, eager and just willing to give it up to that dude. But I think she's insecure. I think she sees David as some kind of, Lothario. He's this hunk. She's intimidated by him, his masculinity. She's intimidated. That's why. So she's probably questioning maybe her performance in bed with him. She cares about what he thinks so much that she doesn't want to be a disappointment to him sexually. It's so weird. So now that adds to his argument, that why aren't you, you didn't have sex with me. It was more serious with this dude. Okay, it's not serious. Then what are you even? Are you some kind of hoe bag? Like, she has her friends to come talk to him. I don't think that works. Then his friends were supposed to come over and he's like, you know what? No, no, they're not going to meet you. She is just they are hoe shaming her to the 10th degree, and men are good at doing this. He is I think he's a narcissist. Dave is a male chauvinist. He doesn't respect women. He's one of those men that say you need to put out to me, you put out to other niggas, you need to put out. Yes. And you know what? You dodged a huge bullet, Lauren. That's all I could say. You dodged a major, major, major bullet. Yes, you were single. I would, if I were you, you better go find love somewhere else, some other state. Because those people around your parts, they seem very, they're traditional. What can we say? And then his sister, he is really devoted to his sister. People are finding it creepy, but he cares so much about what his sister thinks. And his sister even has mutual. I want to see this sister. Did we see her? she has mutuals, I guess, with Lauren, and she's like, "Who is this hoe? Thou art loose. Who is this chick?" Like, so the pressure's on him, and I 100% believe they did not get married, not at all. So now we have been the two of us need look no more. We've both found what we were looking for. All right. So yes, that's Ben and Sarah. That's her name, Sarah. So okay, the focus, the drama with these two is his name is Ben Mazinga, which is that's a interesting last name. I was looking it up. It's either Jewish or Italian. But anywho, Ben Mazinga, I think attended what is it? University of Missouri, and he was a big time, big man on campus. He played in the baseball team, I believe, and they thought he was all going to get drafted, and he didn't get drafted, and so he tried to become an influencer, right? So now with all that being said, I don't believe his intentions for coming on the show are pure. Giving his background, I don't believe he came on here to basically augment his social media following, his social media presence. He basically came on for clout. That's what I believe, right? This is the same guy that says he feels no ways about politics because he is a white heterosexual male in a society that upholds white heterosexual men, right? And Sarah was the one that was the freedom fighter, and she is all about BLM and LGBTQ and all that, but she still got engaged to him anyway, despite him being very neutral on the political front. When I wholeheartedly believe he does espouse some kind of political values, he's just not sharing it with us. Most men, white men, are very um I don't want to say, there are a few that are left leaning, but I think a lot of them, to protect their standing in society, are right leaning. When I say right leaning, I mean like more Republican, white is right. Um it serves them. But it's not popular to voice that. So that's why he's acting like he's very neutral. He's not, sir. You are not. Because the left leaning men will vocalize their political opinions and their political stance. Yes, they will. I know for a fact. I've met a lot of white men. They're quick to tell me, yes, what they believe in, what they, where they stand politically, what they think is right and wrong about our society. The ones who are mum, they're right leaning. They're right leaning. Oh, please. So, Ben, I don't, and the thing is, it's not a problem if you are right leaning, because listen, I'm a black woman. I'm right leaning as well. I am. I'm sorry. Whoever doesn't like it, it's the way I grew up. I'm a Haitian American. The only reason Haitians are not Republicans is because when we come to this country, we are assigned Democrat. We are assigned a Democrat. We are told that Republicans are racist. And that's the only thing. We are told Republicans are racist and we are assigned Democrat. My father is hardcore Democrat, like hardcore. Like, my father votes in obscure elections. I'm like, why are you? What year are we in? He's like, oh yeah, this is the local government. This is the this election year. I vote every 4 years. That's it. I don't go and do those every 2 years, every whatever year, every quarter. I don't be doing all that shit. But my father always has been in tune with local government. He knows local government officials. We've I've lived in Connecticut all my life, and our Senator Blumenthal, my dad is like, he loves that man. He's spoken to him. He's met him. Blue all the way. However, my father, in his, his ideologies, we are very much Christian. very much pro-life, very much, anti-divorce, very much, government stay out of our business. Many Haitians are like that, but it is what it is. So the problem is, it's not that you are right leaning. The problem is your fear to vocalize it. Vocalize it. And there are, listen, keep in mind, there are different degrees. You can be far right, you can be middle right, you can be middle left, you can be far left, right? So when I say I as a black woman, I'm right leaning, yes, but I'm not far right. I'm also not far left. I can share, I have different, for different top, you can't be 100% red or 100% blue on all political topics. That's why this whole thing with all these politics, it's stupid to me. It's stupid. It is so stupid. But when Ben says, right, oh, he has no ways, he doesn't want to talk about it, or he's being very vague about it, that's a red flag. It's a red flag. Anywho, right? So we get to Ben and Sarah. Okay, so their whole thing, their whole, I don't know, plot, their storyline is that he is a known douchebag. He is a douchebag. He benefits from, I don't know, he's one of those white boys, and it's not their fault. They don't realize it. But he strikes me as the type that they're unaware of their privilege, right? He has white privilege, and he can walk around and do as he pleases. No one holds him accountable, but one day someone will. They probably treat women like shit. I think they said he ghosted someone, which, to me, I've ghosted a couple of men too. I mean, it's not. I mean, if the person's not serving you, they're not. I mean, if it's boring, if it's obsolete, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Now, if you're in a full blown relationship with someone, yeah, that's fucked up to ghost them. But if you're talking to someone and it starts to die down, yeah, block them, ghost them. To me, it's not a big deal, right? But it came out on TikTok, and I had posted it in the previous video, that I guess he treated homegirl Andra or something like that real bad, to the point where she's in tears.
Here in Minneapolis, I'm just exhausted and tired of society rewarding shitty men who treat women terribly and manipulate and lie all the time. They are horrible people, and they will do anything to get what they want and to get attention. And I get that that is like the whole point of reality television, and that's the reason that they're on that show, right? To make good entertainment. But maybe we can just not reward people who are like that, who have harmed people in their past.
Now, we don't know. She doesn't really say what he did to her, but she probably was really into him more than he was into her. And that happens all the time. It happens. It's an imbalance. He was not feeling you like that. He probably was out here with tons of girls. They didn't even sleep together. Well, that's what he says. And he was probably a douchebag. And I'm telling y'all, that white boy douchebag, it is something else. My kids have attended private school. I see it in the young white boys. My kids tell me how these white boys act with no accountability being held by them. Like, no one's holding their feet to the fire. And it just, as time goes on, it goes unchecked and unclocked until their later years, when you're out of your bubble, right? Out of your suburbia bubble, and you start to get into the real world, it's going to get clocked. That's why they want DEI rollback. Y'all do understand that, right? Because they want, when you get out into the real world, you're exposed to all different races, all different types of people who may excel better than you, who may, in otherwise situations, we would not be there. But because companies are forced to diversify, you have to, because the baseline of America is white supremacy and racism. It is. I'm sorry. That's the default in America. The default is you always pick the white over the black. So it's not that DEI. Listen, I'm not for picking me because I'm black. No, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. Don't pick me. If someone's better than me, if that white girl, that white guy, that Indian, or that, that Hispanic or that other black person is has a better skill set than me, by all means, pick them. Do not pick me. But if I have all the skills and I am qualified over a white person, you better pick me. Yes, you better. That's the whole point of DEI. But they've changed it so much to this negative thing where you're only being based, picked based solely on your race. That's not true. That's not the intention. But that's the thing with our society. The default is to always pick the white guy. And then after him, pick the white woman, and so on and so forth. And us blacks, we can't ever get ahead in life because it's systemic. The systematic racism prevents us from ever getting ahead. It's all systematic and it's the default. So now back to these young white men, young white boys who are allowed to be douchey from middle school. I see it now. It goes unchecked. They're living in their bubble, in their suburban bubble. Then you get out there and there are people who are more qualified than you, right? Who don't adhere to your douchiness, who won't accept your douchiness. The other people in your hometown have accepted it. Outside of here, we not taking that shit. Who the fuck you talking to? And this is what's happening to Ben right now. That unchecked white male ego is now being checked by society. I don't think he still gets it either because he's out here doing interviews and all this other stuff and talking. So he's clout chasing. That's basically what it was. So now we have this part was so fake. This is how I know this shit is fake. She was like, oh, that come on. Netflix, can we get some acting classes first before you try to have these guys reenact shit? That was the fakest gasp I ever heard in my life. Sarah was so fake with it. When did she get to watch the video? Wasn't that she didn't have AirPods in? Wasn't the video playing out loud? Like, I don't understand this whole scene.
What?
There's this girl on TikTok. She in Minneapolis. They're filming.
Crying?
That was so fake. What? And then he already knew. You can tell this was just planned, and that was just utter bullshit. And he knew instantly what she was talking about. And it's so authentic, so staged, so scripted. So anywho, I don't think these two get married. um I don't know. That's pretty much their storyline, right? He's a douchebag, he's an asshole. Are we surprised? He's a you know and I hate to make such general statements because, again, not all white men are like this. They're not. And I've dated white men before. They're not all like that. However, he's one of those ones, like a lot of white men in America, who are just awful, and David is like this too. Awful to women, are basically dismissive of women, and they don't really care how they treat them, and they are governed by their ego. That's basically it. Sarah, you better run and run fast, girl. All right. Okay, so now we on Monica and Joey, aka Friends, aka literally Friends from the show Friends, and two characters' name is Monica and Joey. I was like, wait, hold up, aren't there two characters? These two, like, just can't stop giggling. They're both giving village idiots. They just keep laughing. What is so funny? And I don't get it. I don't know if it's nerves. They just keep laughing. And I'm still trying to find out. Listen, I love to laugh, but something has to be funny for me to laugh. I don't know if they had inside jokes, off camera. I don't get it. And it's not giving attraction to each other. They're giving I don't know. Monica, I feel like she is a true laugher because her family, when they met, they just all jumped up and started playing random instruments and they love to laugh. That's a laughing family. And Joey, I don't know if he's just sucked into the laughter because I guess it's contagious from Monica. I have no clue. None at all. But let's get into, first of all, let's talk about the weird stuff. Monica, you left your clothes on the floor so long that a spider was able to spin a web in the crotch of your pants. That is the most harrowing story I've ever heard. That is disgusting. That is unacceptable. Joey, you better haul ass. I think he did, but that is disgusting. And on top of that, another story she told, which you listen, you could not have waterboarded this story out of me. She says her family, and now seeing her family, I believe it. They hokey as hell. Your family has a community sock bin. A community sock bin whereby you guys just throw your socks in a bin all together. Every member of your family. I think they have 4 or 5 people. I don't know. She has a sister or something. Does she have a brother? Or was that her brother, her sister's boyfriend? I don't know. Y'all all have one supply of socks and you guys wash it and then just pick a pair. If that is one of the most unsanitariest things I've ever heard. That is akin to underwear sharing because y'all fucking swapping toe jam. You guys are swapping athlete's foot, which is a fungus which can dwell, right? The spores, fungal spores can dwell in socks. That is so disgusting. I'm a stickler for keeping socks apart. And you know who used to do this shit and it annoyed me? My ex-husband used to take my son's, my son got big feet. And I said, absolutely not. I said, get the fuck out of here with your athlete's foot having ass. No, I know families can be close, but no, absolutely not, Monica. And you wanted to share that information for the whole United States and the world to hear about your listen, anyways. And they sitting there just laughing about it like it's anywho. So yeah, these people keep I'm about to insert clips. That's all I have from these people. That's all I have. I'm just gonna insert a whole bunch of random clips of them laughing because that's all I got laughing. Oh yes, and Monica's sister is jealous. That's their plot. The sister is like, Joey's not even your type. Are you sure? I'm supposed to get married before you, and here you are getting married before me. I'm 5 years older than you. How dare you, number one, be thinner than me? How dare you look better than me? And how dare you give me your leftovers? Because allegedly, right, the sister's boyfriend was checking for Monica first, and Monica passed him off to her sister. But sister, why you hating? You accepted him. You could have said, nah, I'm cool. No, he's your actual active boyfriend. And they were making jokes in the family get together that, oh yeah, but he's there, scoping out his competition, meaning Joey, which was said in jest, but there is some truth in jest, right? I peeped that. I said, ooh. So the sister said Joey's not Monica's type and she was hating, and Joey clocked her and said, your sister's jealous of you. And Monica was like, So that's all I got from them. Laughing and jealous sister and sharing socks and spider crotches. Okay, and last and least, right? We get to the blacks, which there's no storyline, there's no drama, it's very lackluster, which is why this season is so seasonless. Because you need seasoning. We need a variety of storylines and plots. We need more gusto. Okay? It's not giving. But nonetheless, I'm still going to cover this season. Virginia, to me, she is downgrading being with Devin. Devin, to me, something ain't quite right, like Luther's curl with Devin. He ain't got it like that. He's not up to Virginia's standards. And oftentimes, as women, we do this. We will downgrade ourselves just to say, my man, my man, my man. Right? Devin, and it's not his fault. Devin's young. He's still figuring it out. Virginia's talking about becoming a millionaire, investments. He's talking about, oh, the little league that I coach and I'll maybe become a CEO. No, it's not giving. No, you need to strive for um a higher station in life. Because there's some men, they don't want to get out there in the real world, right? And do something that drives home more income. They just want a hobby as their job. I don't know. I'm feeling like whatever he's doing, his athletic, whatever director, is it a hobby? What is it bringing in? What, how much income are you bringing home? Now, I know in the school sector, I don't know if he works for a school. I don't think so. He must work for like a rec center or city job or whatever with their, those don't pay. But I know for schools, high schools, especially here in the Northeast, FCAC and all these athletic conferences, those coaches make bank. Those coaches make so much money. Oh, and when you get to the college level, forget it. Forget it. I know our university athletic director, he's a millionaire. They're making the millions. They make bank. Okay. So Devin, you need, listen, we're going to have to do something because now I'm hearing, what did I hear? I heard 50-50 talk. Fuck no. That's how I know what kind of man Devin is. That is how I know what kind of man Devin is. He's not ready for the likes of Virginia. Virginia, you're downgrading yourself. Because they were talking about like, how are we going to get this house? Devin said that. Are we going to do 50-50? You pay the mortgage and I pay this bill? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Virginia, don't do it. And I don't think she did. Do not do it. Absolutely not. I don't want to hear none of this 50-50 shit. Because a lot of men want the traditional wife. They want the traditional upbringing for their kids, but they cannot provide in the traditional way. Don't bet on a woman's salary because you never know what's going to happen. You should be able to financially support your whole family as a man because women, when we have children, our bodies don't snap back the same way. We may have permanent impairments because of childbirth. Now I have lifelong freaking high blood pressure that goes up and down. I've been to the ED. I'm on medication for it. Right? What if you have children back to back? And now daycare, do y'all know daycare is a mortgage? Daycare is a mortgage. So in certain situations, let's say you don't plan, listen, you cannot predict when you're going to get pregnant if you don't have any fertility issues. So having 2 children, then you're having to go back to work. 2 under the age of 2. That's what happened to me. I had 2 under the age of 2. Daycare was insane. We're talking, it can be upwards of $2,500, especially when they're small. $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month if you have multiple children. Are you fucking kidding me? You talking about 50-50? What if Virginia can't go back to work? What if it makes sense? And this is what made sense for my family when my kids were young. I had 2 under the age of 2 to go part-time. because a lot of daycares are prorated. So the little part-time money you have, that was just for us paying a part of it. And I had a good paying job. So I was able to part-time pay for the kids' daycare, still continue to do my master's, and still help my husband pay the mortgage and do all that. It was tight at times, but that's the best. Like, I mean, listen, life happens, you can be bankrupt. So for here, it itches my brain to hear Devin talking about what are we gonna do? He's not a man. He's not a man. I have experience in this. He's not a man. He should say, don't worry about it. I got the mortgage. Don't worry about it. You can pay some bills. That's how I grew up. That's how a lot of traditional people grew up. I get the feeling that that's how the other girls on this show, that's how Daniel was raised, judging by their parents. That's how, is her name Lauren, was raised. My father never, ever counted on my mom for the mortgage. Ever. Ever. She may have, I don't know, I don't even know, may have paid the cable bill. I have no idea. The only thing I know for a fact she paid for is her car. When she financed her car, she wanted to pick her own car. My mom, she got her license. She wanted, to get her dream car at the time. I remember she bought a brand new Toyota Camry, and that was her thing for herself. And she bought it and paid it off. And she loved her car. That was her, like independent thing. But everything else my father took care of till up until now. They're both retired up until now. And my father is injured from work. But up until now, he maintains. And my mom has her little money. She may contribute if she wants. But he never bet on her. Ever. Ever, ever. And he always made sure, too, she had her own bank account and investments. My father always made sure. They have separate accounts, they have joint accounts, but she always has had her own. Made sure she has her 401k in check, made sure, okay, they want to lock up some money in a CD or something. She has her stash, he has his stash, but it's all for each other. He'll go in and take, if she needs money. My mom doesn't go to the bank and withdraw money from her account. My dad does it for her. If she needs some or whatever it is, they are in a symbiotic union. So when I hear the likes of Devin and, oh, are you going to sign for the mortgage? What? Absolutely not. It doesn't work. I've been there in a marriage where it went against what my parents taught me. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Devin, you want to get married? You want that nuclear family? Right? You want your wife to support you, pregnant with a baby on the hip. That's what they were talking about. Supporting you, rah, 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 sis boom ba at your games. You need to get your money game up, especially in these financial times we're living in these economic times. Devin's not ready. Devin is not ready for Virginia. And I hope, and I really do think, I don't think they got married. So yeah, absolutely not. This is a prime example of what you should not do. And vice versa, men. If the woman also, listen, women, we should have careers, but you should have a career where if you pause it, right, to rear your kids, you can go back. That's my thing. Have a career. You can pause, take care of the children, or you can downgrade to part-time, or you can work odd shifts just to make things work for your family and be there for your kids. That's I'm a champion of that too. You can't have a woman too who's just has no goals for upward mobility. And then when the kids get older, then you can convene and continue and strive for higher heights in your career. Speaking from experience, that is what I believe. That is what will make it work. So they're starting off on a bad foot. Absolutely not. But they were getting hot and steamy, right? They was getting, I was like, are they fucking in the pool? It was very sensual, I might add. I was like, oh shit, that's all the action I get. So I was watching them closely. But yeah, I'm not seeing it for them. Virginia was very smart, yes, to ask for a prenup. Devin was a little he was a little taken aback. But Devin, no, we want prenup. Virginia, we want prenup. Yes. When I was younger, prenups had a bad connotation, right? And I was like, oh no, prenup is terrible, horrible. Now, as an older woman who's divorced, right? Who has assets, who has who have children, we want prenup. If I'm ever crazy enough to get married again, we want prenup. Yes, Devin. Yes, Virginia. And then we didn't meet Virginia's family, I don't think. We met Devin's family. He is mixed race, black father, white mother. He has a sister and they have a pig. That's all I got from that. Blacks to the back. That's all it was. Sad, seasonless season. Anywho, that's all I got. So to recap, Dave and Ben are douchebags. Damn Daniel he seems like he'll be an amazing husband because of the values he grew up with. Joey and Monica just keep giggling and laughing, and Devin and Virginia, we want prenup. All right, until next time.